Welcome to the Royal Daily Tea YouTube channel. Please be advised all of my videos are for entertainment purposes only, based 100% on my own opinion, my own theories, and my own research. All of my information can be found on the public domain and falls under the fair use guidelines. Please feel free to do your own research. Good afternoon and welcome back to the Royal Tea and happy 2022. I cannot believe this is the final video of 2021. It has been a really interesting and fun year. So if you're here, welcome to the channel. If you don't know, we started our channel back in around June of 2021. I can't believe I'm still doing it. I love it, and we keep growing and expanding the channel and the Royal Daily Tea family. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'm so happy that you are here. But today we're going to talk about 2021, the year that we've had for the royals. This was not a great year for the royal family. I think it's probably one of the worst years in history for the royal family. Now, back in 1992, Her Majesty the Queen had coined 1992 Annus Horribilis, which means worst year. That was the year of the Windsor Castle fire, and of course around the time that Prince Charles and Princess Diana were going through a messy divorce. Of course, 3 out of 4 of her children had disastrous marriages, and Her Majesty the Queen was dealing with the aftermath of her children's relationships and of course the Windsor Castle fire. Well, 2021, in my opinion, is actually her worst year. She's had quite a few bad years. You know, this is a queen who has been on the throne for over 70 years, or almost 70 years on February 6th. She's been through 2 major wars, 13 U.S. presidents, and 14 prime ministers. So this lady has seen a lot in her lifetime. But 2021 was a tremendously horrible year for Her Majesty. Not only did she lose her beloved husband, Prince Philip, in April of this year, which I believe was a huge breaking point for Her Majesty, but she's had to deal with her rogue grandson out in Montecito and his ingrate wife. Those 2, in my opinion, caused about 95% of the issues for the royal family. If we didn't have those 2 out in Montecito spewing their hate and negativity toward the royals, I believe 90% of the scandals and the negativity would not have happened. For me, everything in 2021 and the shift in the opinion and the drama towards the royal family started with the Oprah Winfrey interview. Now, after that Oprah Winfrey interview, that opened up a huge floodgate. You know, accusations of racism, of neglect, of mistreatment of his wife. You know, and the 2, of course, then went and did Megxit and blamed the royal family for all of their problems. Then we had the death of her beloved husband, Prince Philip, her husband of over 70 years. That right there, in my opinion, was her breaking point. After the death of her husband, the Queen became, in my opinion, more frail. And you saw a woman who doesn't look the same, even though she's still very resilient. She looked almost defeated because she's heartbroken. I don't think people understand this woman on February 6th will have been on the throne for 70 years out of her 95 years on this planet. She has pledged her life of service to her country and to her family. And to get, you know, the blow of losing your soulmate, of your partner, she no longer has the circle of support that she used to have. She doesn't have her father, her mother, her sister, now her husband. She at 95 is kind of on her own. Even though she has her children, she doesn't have that confidant that she used to have to confide in. Heavy is the head who wears the crown. And I feel like at 95, this woman has been through so much. And to have her grandson cause so much heartache, unnecessary heartache, it's disgusting, to be honest. I blame 95% of the negativity and issues with the royal family on Harry and Meghan. And I stand by that statement 100% because it started with that Oprah Winfrey interview and then it just snowballed into the Me You Can't See and the Dak Shepard podcast where he was accusing them of racism and his genetic pain and, the Queen and Charles being horrible parents. She's a queen of a nation. Give her a break. The woman has quite a bit of responsibility. Something that Harry doesn't seem to have. This is a man who was born into privilege, who's never really had a job, who's been awarded millions of dollars and palaces and servants and people saying, yes, sir, no, sir, let me bow to you, sir. This is a man who hasn't really worked a full day in his life, has he? Even though he has all those contracts, he basically gets paid for his title. He was in the military for a couple of years, but they did call him Bunker Harry because he spent most of his time in the bunker with his Secret Service. So a man who comes after a woman who has dedicated almost her entire life to real service and sacrificed a lot, from a person who's barely worked a day in his life. He has some freaking nerve. So after the Oprah Winfrey interview and the Dak Shepard podcast and the Me You Can't See, people started to see Prince Harry and Meghan for really who they were. And we still have people who believe that they're victims, and that's fine. But I think a lot of people, including myself, started to wake up to the privileged, pampered prince of Montecito and the bullcrap that he was spewing out toward the royals. Then we had the Prince Andrew scandal come back to life this year. Unfortunately, that's still going to happen probably in 2022. That story got buried with the worldwide pandemic and, of course, Megxit. But now it's coming back in a new lawsuit. So that whole issue could be still around in 2022. Then we have the CBE scandal with Prince Charles and his foundation, where, of course, Prince Harry threw his father under the bus for the Cash for Honors scandal involving the Saudi prince. I do have videos on that if you want to watch that. But again, it seems like 90% of the issues that are surrounding the royal family have to do with Harry and Meghan. We have the icing on the cake for 2021 when the 19-year-old scaled the walls of Windsor Castle and attempted to assassinate Her Majesty with a crossbow. Now, this was a very racially charged attempt, and in my opinion, it goes back to Harry and Meghan because they started the year with the racist allegations. So I'm hoping that 2022 will be a better year for Her Majesty and the royal family. On February 6th, she will mark 70 years on the throne, being the world's longest ruling monarch in history with her Platinum Jubilee. Kate and William will both turn 40 next year. William has a lot of plans with his Earthshot, and Prince Charles is continuing with his climate change, as well as Camilla turning 75. So there's a lot of positive things, a couple of tours that are being planned for 2022. So even though 2021 was probably the worst year in history, I'm positive or hopeful for 2022 being a better year. Of course, the Duke and Duchess of Montecito have Harry's book coming out. And we have the 25th anniversary of Princess Diana's death in August, which I'm sure is going to put a bit of a damper on the royals. However, they are very resilient. Her Majesty the Queen is a survivor, and I am praying that we have a wonderful next year and a wonderful celebration. Now, my Secret Santa at work got me this wonderful coffee table style book. I mentioned it in a video for Christmas presents. It's The Town and Country, The Queen, A Life in Pictures. It's a hardcover book. It's around $20, you guys, for a hardcover, and it is a beautiful book. I highly recommend it. If you want to get yourself something to commemorate Her Majesty and you don't want to spend $100, this is a really nice book. It's a medium-sized book. It's a hardcover. It looks great on any kind of coffee table or just on your bookshelf. So I love this book. It is a really nice book. I will leave the links below where you can purchase it on Amazon. I do earn maybe like 50 cents, guys, maybe for this book. I'm not doing it for the commissions. I just wanted to share it with you because it's a nice book and I wanted to have something to commemorate Her Majesty. And I love it. It looks really nice on my coffee table. So if you're interested, I'll leave the link below for this book if you want to get it for yourself or for someone, a nice little present. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for stopping by my channel, for supporting me to help grow my little YouTube channel. It really means a lot to me. I appreciate each and every one of you. We're at over 4,700 subscribers. We're getting close to the 5,000 subscribers. Remember, when we get to 5,000 subscribers, we're going to do a mass giveaway. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe to all of your friends. Let them know about my channel, and be sure to check me out on my other social media accounts. And please go over to the Royal Daily Tea website. I will be updating blogs and have a lot more information on there next year. So I hope I will see you over there. As always, thank you and have an amazing new year and amazing day.